Ever dreamed of owning your own island? Well, these billionaires took it to a whole new level. We're talking about places so private, even Google Earth can't find them. From hidden beaches to personal golf courses, these 15 islands are where the ultra-rich go to escape it all. And trust me, by the time we hit number 1, you'll be picking your jaw up off the floor. 15. Villa del Palmar, the starter pack of luxury islands. Alright, let's kick things off with Villa del Palmar in Mexico. This place is like the starter pack for folks who want to feel rich without emptying their bank account. It's got 4,447 acres of land, which sounds huge until you see what's coming up next on our list. But hey, don't knock it just yet. They've got an 18-hole golf course where you can pretend you're a big shot businessman closing million-dollar deals. Sure, it's not as fancy as some of the other islands we'll see, but it's a start, right? Now get this. The resort's got 39,000 square feet of spa space. That's like a whole lot of massages. Rich people gotta relax too, I guess. And when it comes to sleeping arrangements, you can choose from different suites and penthouses. Fancy, huh? Well, don't get too excited. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Here's something kinda weird for a private island. They offer tours to nearby islands. It's like, hey, wanna see some other islands that are probably cooler than this one? But I guess when you're just dipping your toes into the world of luxury, you can't be too picky. Now let's talk food. They say it's all fresh and local. Ooh, impressive. Not. That's nothing special in this crowd. Wait till you see what the real ballers are eating on their private islands. If you're into underwater stuff, you can go diving and see some cool fish and coral. That's pretty neat, I guess. But trust me, it's nothing compared to the underwater experiences we'll see later on this list. Here's the real deal about Villa del Palmar. It's perfect for folks who want to feel rich without actually being rich. It's like the knockoff designer bag of private islands. You get to brag to your friends that you stayed on a private island, but deep down you know it's not the real deal. Think of it as the appetizer of private islands. It's tasty, sure, but it's not going to fill you up. It's the kind of place where you can pretend you're a celebrity for a week, then go back to your regular life. But don't worry, we're just getting started. 14. Urashima Village, Japan's hidden luxury gem. Alright, buckle up folks, because we're about to jet off to Japan. Urashima Village is hiding out in Kagawa Prefecture, and it's so fresh you can practically smell the new paint. This ain't your grandma's vacation spot. We're talking luxury ryokan, which is just fancy talk for a really nice Japanese inn. Now don't go expecting marble floors and gold toilets. These guys are keeping it real with tatami floors. Yeah, you heard me right. Woven grass is the new marble in this joint. But don't worry, it's comfy as hell and screams I'm cultured louder than a guy wearing a beret in a coffee shop. But here's where it gets wild. They've got this thing called omotenashi. No, it's not a type of sushi. It's their way of saying they'll treat you like royalty. We're talking next-level hospitality that'll make your mum's cooking look like fast food. Now get this. There's an island nearby that's playing hard to get. You can only visit twice a day. It's like the popular kid at school who only hangs out with you during lunch and recess. But man, is it worth it. The water's so blue it makes the Caribbean look like a muddy puddle, and the sunsets. They're like God's own Instagram filter. All orange and red, like nature's showing off. Each building in Urashima Village can fit up to 11 people, so you can bring your whole squad or just you and your 10 personalities. We don't judge. But here's the real kicker. This place is like nature's indecisive child. One minute you're chilling on the beach, the next you're surrounded by mountain forest. It's like Mother Nature couldn't make up her mind, so she just said, screw it, let's do both. Now I know what you're thinking. This place sounds amazing. How can it get any better? Well, hold on to your overpriced designer hats, because we're just getting started. Urashima Village is cool and all, but it's like the opening act at a concert. You're enjoying it, sure, but you know the real headliner is yet to come. 13. Santorini Sky, living on top of the world. Alright, forget about Japan, we're heading to Greece now. Santorini Sky is where things start getting wild. This place is so high up, you're literally living in the clouds. We're talking 2,000 feet above sea level, so you're looking down on everyone else like a Greek god. Now, Santorini Sky ain't your average resort. It's got 8 villas, but these are on a whole other level. Each one has views that'll make your friends unfollow you on Instagram out of pure jealousy. Imagine waking up, stepping out onto your terrace and seeing nothing but the endless blue of the Aegean Sea. That's just a normal Tuesday morning here. But wait, it gets better. These villas have indoor and outdoor showers. Yeah, you heard that right. You can wash yourself while staring at the ocean. Who needs privacy when you've got views like that? And don't even get me started on the jacuzzi plunge pools. Every villa has one, because regular pools are for regular folks, and you ain't regular if you're staying here. Now, if you really want to flex, you gotta book the master villa. This bad boy has the highest infinity pool on the entire island. Imagine floating in that pool, champagne in hand, looking down at all the peasants below. That's what I call living your best life. But here's the best part. Santorini Sky is right in the center of the island, away from all the tourist traps. No selfie sticks or fanny packs in sight. Just you, the view, and maybe a celebrity or two hiding out from the paparazzi. And when you're ready to explore, you're just a 5-minute drive from Pyrgos, where you can hit up some local shops and famous tavernas. Now I know what you're thinking. This place sounds amazing, but it's probably a pain to get to. Wrong. You're only 15 minutes from the airport. That means you can go from plane to paradise quicker than you can say Opa. 12. Club Med Seychelles. Eco-luxury in paradise. All right, forget about Santorini, we're heading to the Seychelles now. Club Med Seychelles is taking the whole luxury island thing to a whole new level. This place ain't just a resort. It's like having your own chunk of protected sea. Picture this. You're chilling on a private island called St. Anne. But here's the kicker. It's smack in the middle of a marine national park. That means you've got front row seats to some of the most insane underwater action without even getting your toes wet. This place is spread out over 50 acres. That's a lot of space to avoid other people if you're not feeling social. And let's be real, who wants to share their paradise with strangers? Each villa comes with its own private pool because sharing water is so last season. Plus, they've got outdoor showers and terraces. Want to sunbathe in your birthday suit? Go for it, no one's going to see you. But the real flex? You can explore the Marine National Park without even breaking a sweat. They've got these glass-bottom kayaks that let you check out all the fish and coral without getting your hair wet. It's like watching the world's most expensive aquarium, except it's all real and you're floating on top of it. Now I know what you're thinking. All this luxury must be bad for the environment, right? Wrong. Club Med Seychelles is all about that eco-friendly life. They're so into it, they even use stuff from the local plants in their spa treatments. So you can feel like you're saving the planet while getting a massage. Talk about multitasking. But wait, there's more. They've got this whole nature conservation thing going on. There's a turtle nesting program and everything. Because nothing says I'm rich like helping out some baby turtles, am I right? Building this place wasn't easy though. They had to make sure they didn't mess up the Marine National Park while still making it super luxe. It's like trying to build a mansion in the middle of a flower garden without stepping on any petals. Not exactly a walk in the park. 11. Ultima Resort. Anguilla's hidden treasure. Alright, forget about the Seychelles, we're heading to Anguilla now. This place is so tiny you could probably jog around the whole island before breakfast. But don't let its size fool you. Ultima Resort on this 16-mile-long speck in the Caribbean is packing some serious luxury punch. So Ultima's got 2 villas and they're not messing around. The star of the show is the Antilles Pearl. This bad boy is 10,800 square feet of pure, unadulterated luxury. That's bigger than most people's entire neighborhoods, all for just 10 guests. Talk about personal space, right? And get this, the Antilles Pearl is sitting pretty right on Shoal Bay West. This beach is so beautiful it looks like someone photoshopped it. We're talking powder soft sand and water so blue it'll make your eyes hurt. You can roll out of bed and be on one of the most gorgeous beaches in the world before you've even had your morning coffee. But Ultima ain't just about lounging around looking pretty. They've got private tennis lessons for guests. Because when you're this rich, you can't let your backhand game slip just because you're on vacation. And after you're done sweating it out on the court, you can cool off in your private pool. Yeah, that's right, your own pool. Because sharing is for peasants. Now, if you're feeling a bit more low-key, by billionaire standards anyway, there's the Petit Topaz Villa. Don't let the word petty fool you. This place is still dripping with luxury. It's got its own hot tub and private beach access. Perfect for when you want to feel like you're roughing it, but still can't bear the thought of seeing another human being on your beach. Both villas are decked out with all the modern luxuries you'd expect. We're talking top-of-the-line everything, from the beds to the bathroom fixtures. They've even got workstations set up, because apparently some people can't leave their empires alone even when they're in paradise. But here's the kicker. Ultima isn't just about showing off. The whole place is designed to blend in with the natural surroundings. It's like they took all this luxury and tried to hide it in plain sight. You've got coral reefs right offshore that are a big deal for science types. So while you're sipping your cocktail by the pool, you can feel good knowing you're not totally wrecking the environment. 10. Rosewood Little Dix Bay, where the rich and famous hide. If you thought the other spots were fancy, get ready for Rosewood Little Dix Bay. This place is where the rich and famous go when they want to disappear. We're talking 500 acres of pure luxury in the British Virgin Islands. That's like 378 football fields of privacy. Now, these ain't your average hotel rooms. They've got 6 villas that are part of something called exclusive resorts. Each one can fit 8 people, so you can bring your whole crew. Every bedroom has its own bathroom because sharing toilets is for regular folks. And get this, there are private balconies and outdoor showers. Yeah, you heard that right. Outdoor showers. Because why would you want to be inside when you're in paradise? But here's where it gets really crazy. You get your own golf cart to cruise around in. Walking? That's for peasants. And they've got this app where you can order everything without talking to anyone. You can even get a private chef to cook for you. Restaurants are so last year, am I right? Now you might be thinking this place sounds pretty sweet, but what about the environment? Well, don't worry. Rosewood Little Dix Bay ain't just about showing off. They're all about that eco-friendly life. They've got sustainability practices and they're helping out the local community, so you can feel good about yourself while you're living it up. But let's be real, the best part about this place is the privacy. This is where celebs go when they need to escape the paparazzi. You won't see any photos of them here because this place is locked down tight. It's like Fort Knox but with better views and cocktails. And speaking of views, you've got lush tropical gardens all around you. It's like being in a nature documentary but with room service. You can explore the whole 500 acres without ever seeing another soul if you don't want to. That's the kind of isolation money can buy. But don't get too comfortable because we're just getting started. Rosewood Little Dix Bay is fancy, sure, but it's like the warm-up act for what's coming next. We've still got a few more islands to cover, and trust me, things are about to get really wild. 9. Velaa Private Island, Maldives' ultimate escape. Alright, now we're talking serious money. Velaa Private Island in the Maldives ain't just fancy, it's in a whole other universe. This place is so exclusive you can't even get there without a private jet. But that's nothing compared to what's waiting for you on the island. Let's start with the villas. These ain't your average beach huts. We're talking about luxury pads suspended over crystal clear water. And get this, each villa comes with its own personal butler. Yeah, you heard that right. Someone to cater to your every whim 24/7. Want a midnight snack? Your butler's got you covered. Need your shoes polished at 3 a.m? No problem. But wait, it gets better. You know how most resorts have a spa? Well, at Velaa, they bring the spa to you. That's right, you can get pampered right in your own villa. No need to walk all the way to a spa building like some kind of commoner. And if you're feeling extra antisocial, there's even a villa you can only reach by boat. Talk about getting away from it all. Now let's talk about activities. You'd think being on a tiny island in the middle of the ocean would limit your options, right? Wrong. Velaa's got a golf academy designed by Jose Maria Olazabal. If you don't know who that is, don't worry. He's just a pro golfer with 2 master's titles. No big deal. But here's where things get really wild. Velaa's got the only snow room in the Maldives. Yeah, you read that right. A snow room in the tropics. It's like they looked at their tropical paradise and thought, you know what this place needs? Winter. So now you can go from sunbathing on the beach to chilling in a winter wonderland in just a few steps. And if you're not in the mood to see other humans, which, let's be real, is probably why you came to a private island in the first place, you can do in-villa dining for every single meal. Your personal chef will whip up whatever your heart desires, and you can enjoy it without ever leaving your luxury pad. 8. Cayo Espanto, Belize's billionaire playground. Alright, let's talk about Cayo Espanto in Belize. This place is where billionaires go to play castaway, but with way more luxury. It's so small you could probably run laps around it during your morning jog. But don't let the size fool you. This tiny island packs a serious punch when it comes to luxury. They've only got 7 villas on the whole island, because when you're this rich, you don't want to share your paradise with the masses. Each villa comes with its own private dock, so you can park your yacht right outside your door. It's like having a driveway, but for your $1 million boat. Now let's talk about the staff. You get your own personal houseman, which is just a fancy way of saying you've got a butler who'll do pretty much anything you want. Need a midnight snack? They've got you. Want someone to fan you with palm leaves? They'll probably do that too. The food situation here is next level. Forget about menus. Those are for regular folks. At Cayo Espanto, everything is customized to your tastes. Want caviar for breakfast and sushi for dinner? You got it. Craving a burger at 3 a.m? No problem. Your personal chef is ready to whip up whatever your heart desires. If you're into fishing, you're in luck. Cayo Espanto is known for bone fishing, which is apparently what rich people do for fun when they're tired of counting their money. It's like regular fishing, but fancier and probably more expensive. Now, if you really want to feel like you're living the high life, check out the Overwater Villa. This bad boy is built completely over the water, so you can pretend you're living on a boat without actually having to deal with seasickness. It's got direct access to the water and views that'll make your Instagram followers weep with jealousy. But wait, there's more. If regular beaches are too boring for you, and let's face it, they probably are if you're staying here, Cayo Espanto's got you covered. They'll set up private picnics on sandbars that disappear with the tide. That's right, your dining room literally vanishes after you're done eating. Talk about exclusive. And here's the kicker. This place is a favorite among celebrities. So don't be surprised if you spot someone famous while you're sipping your custom-made cocktail on your private deck. Just remember to play it cool. They probably came here to escape the paparazzi, not to sign autographs. 7. Necker Island, Branson's billion-dollar paradise. All right, let's talk about Necker Island, Richard Branson's personal paradise in the British Virgin Islands. This ain't your average vacation spot. It's where billionaires go to flex their wealth. Branson scooped up this slice of heaven back in 1978 for just $180,000. That's like buying a fancy car today. But instead, he got a whole freaking island. Talk about a smart investment, because now it's worth over $100 million. That's some serious return on investment, folks. No, but here's the kicker. You don't have to be a billionaire to stay here. Well, maybe a millionaire. You can rent the entire island for a cool $80,000 per night. Yeah, you heard that right. For the price of a luxury car, you can play island owner for 24 hours. And it's not just a tiny patch of sand. This place can host up to 34 guests. So grab your richest friends and make it a party. Now let's talk about what makes Necker Island so special. First off, it's got its own zoo. Forget about boring old house cats. Here you can chill with flamingos and lemurs. It's like having your own private Madagascar, but with better cocktails. Speaking of drinks, the staff-to-guest ratio on Necker is insane. There are 3 staff members for every guest. That means you're never more than a few steps away from someone ready to cater to your every whim. Want a margarita while you're kite surfing? No problem. Craving a midnight snack delivered by a personal chef? They've got you covered. But Necker Island ain't just about lounging around and being pampered. It's also survived some serious challenges. The island's been hit by hurricanes that caused major damage. But Branson, being the boss he is, poured millions into rebuilding and making it even better. Now that's commitment to luxury. This place has seen some wild parties too. We're talking gatherings of celebrities and fellow billionaires. It's like the Met Gala, but on a private island where the paparazzi can't reach. Imagine the stories these beaches could tell if they could talk. 6. Musha Cay, David Copperfield's magical retreat. All right, let's talk about Musha Cay, where David Copperfield's got a trick up his sleeve that'll make your jaw drop. This ain't just any old island getaway. It's a whole chain of 11 islands in the Bahamas. Copperfield dropped $50 million on this place, because why have one island when you can have a whole collection, right? Now, if you want to stay here, it'll set you back $42,000 a night. But for the kind of folks who come here, that's like pocket change. They're probably spending more on champagne. But let me tell you, this place is wild. They've got a drive-in movie theater right on the beach. Yeah, you heard me. You can watch flicks under the stars with your toes in the sand. It's like Netflix and chill, but for billionaires. But that's just the start of the crazy stuff here. You know how rich people get bored easily? Well, Copperfield's got that covered. He set up actual treasure hunts with real buried loot. It's like Pirates of the Caribbean, but instead of Johnny Depp, you've got tech moguls and hedge fund managers digging for gold. And get this, there's an invisible piano that plays itself. I mean, of course there is, right? It's David Copperfield's island. If the piano didn't do some kind of magic trick, I'd be disappointed. It's probably serenading you while you're chilling on the beach, making you wonder if you've had one too many cocktails. Speaking of drinks, how about dinner? Forget your fancy restaurants. At Musha Cay, they'll serve you a meal on a sandbar in the middle of the ocean. Yeah, you're literally eating in the sea. Hope you like your steak with a side of salt water. But seriously, imagine the sunset views. It's the kind of thing that makes even billionaires go, wow. Dad. Oh, and if you get tired of hanging out with other rich folks, there's a whole island full of monkeys. Yep, a monkey island. Because when you're this rich, why not have your own primate pals? It's like a zoo, but without the zookeepers telling you not to feed the animals. 5. Laucala Island, Fiji's ultra-luxe hideaway. Alright, if you thought monkey islands were wild, wait till you hear about the place where energy drinks built a billionaire's paradise. We're talking about Laucala Island in Fiji, and it's owned by the guy who co-founded Red Bull, Dietrich Mateschitz. This dude dropped a cool $50 million on this slice of heaven back in 2006, and he's turned it into a playground for the ultra-rich. Now, this ain't your average island getaway. Laucala spans 3,500 acres, which is like having your own country. And it's got 25 villas scattered around, so you never have to see another soul if you don't want to. Each of these villas comes with its own infinity pool, because sharing water is for peasants, right? But that's just the start. Mateschitz went all out to make sure his guests never get bored. There's an 18-hole golf course designed by some fancy golfer named David McClay Kidd. You can bet it's got views that'll make you forget your swing. And if golfing ain't your thing, you can always take a ride on a horse along the beach, because walking is so last century. Now here's where things get really insane. Laucala has its own submarine. Yeah, you heard that right. A freaking submarine for guests to explore the underwater world. It's like having your own private Jacques Cousteau experience, but way more luxe. But wait, there's more. Mateschitz didn't just want a fancy resort, he wanted to create his own little world. So Laucala is almost completely self-sustainable. It's got its own farm that grows all sorts of fresh produce, so you're not eating some frozen garbage flown in from who knows where. And get this, they even have their own water bottling plant. That's right, even the water you drink is Laucala branded. Now, if you're thinking all this sounds pretty sweet, hold on to your caviar. The most baller accommodation on the island is called the Hilltop Estate. This place costs a whopping $44,000 per night. That's more than some people make in a year, and you're dropping it on a single night's stay. But for that kind of cash, you get breathtaking views, a private infinity pool, and probably someone to fan you with palm leaves or something. 4. Banwa Private Island, Philippines' best-kept secret. Alright, you thought $44,000 a night was crazy? Well, hold on to your wallet, because we're about to make that look like pocket change. There's an island out there that'll set you back $100,000 per night. Yeah, you heard that right. 6 figures for one night's stay. Welcome to Banwa Private Island, the Philippines' best-kept secret. This place is in the Palawan archipelago, which is like the VIP section of islands. It's so exclusive that only 48 people can stay there at a time. That's fewer people than you'd find in most high school classrooms. But trust me, the education you get here is way more fun than algebra. Now let's talk about the food. Banwa's got its own organic farm right on the island. You're not just eating fresh, you're eating picked 5 minutes ago fresh. It's like having a personal farmer, but way cooler. And the best part? You don't have to do any of the work, just sit back and let the flavors blow your mind. But the real magic happens underwater. The island is surrounded by a marine reserve. It's like a 5-star hotel for fish. And get this, you can go diving with sea turtles. Yeah, Nemo's got nothing on these guys. It's the kind of experience that'll make your friends back home green with envy. After all that swimming, you might need some R&R. Good thing Banwa's got a spa that uses only organic products. No chemicals here, just pure natural pampering. It's like Mother Nature herself is giving you a massage. And let's be real, she's probably the only one who could afford to stay here regularly. Now I know what you're thinking. How am I going to get to this paradise? Well, if you're dropping 100 grand a night, you're probably not taking the bus. That's why Banwa's got its own helipad. Yep, you can chop her in like a boss. It's the kind of entrance that says, I'm here to relax and I've got the bank account to prove it. But here's the kicker, all this luxury isn't just for show. The island is actually doing some good for the environment. That marine reserve we talked about, it's helping to protect local sea life. So while you're living it up, you're also kind of saving the planet. It's like being a superhero, but with a much better view. 3. Nukutepipi, Cirque du Soleil's island paradise. Alright, you thought $44,000 a night was crazy? Well, get ready to have your mind blown, because we're about to enter the realm of true billionaire luxury. Welcome to Nukutepipi, the private island paradise owned by none other than Guy Laliberte, the founder of Cirque du Soleil. This ain't just some tropical getaway. It's a masterpiece that took 10 whole years to create. Now imagine having a place that can host up to 52 people, but only if you're feeling super social. Nukutepipi's got a master villa that'll make your jaw drop, 6 smaller villas that are probably bigger than your house, and 16 bungalows for when you want to slum it billionaire style. It's like Laliberte took all the magic of Cirque du Soleil and sprinkled it over this island. But here's where it gets really wild. You know how most people go to the circus to see the show? Well, on Nukutepipi, the show comes to you. We're talking Cirque du Soleil-inspired experiences right there on the island. It's like having your own private circus, minus the elephant smell. And get this, they've got a telescope for stargazing, because when you're a billionaire, even the night sky becomes part of your entertainment package. Laliberte's all about that natural spectacle, you know? It's like he's saying, hey, Mother Nature, let me show you how it's done. But don't think for a second that this place is all about being one with nature. Nah, they've made sure you've got everything you need to never leave your luxurious bubble. There's a cinema for when you want to watch movies about regular people, a games room for when you're bored of counting your money, and 2 bars because one just ain't enough when you're this rich. Now you might be thinking, but what about the environment? Well, hold on to your eco-friendly hats, because Nukutepipi's got that covered too. The whole island runs on solar power. That's right, even billionaires are going green these days. It's like they're saving the planet while sipping on their gold-flaked cocktails. But here's the kicker, all this luxury ain't just for show. Laliberte's vision was to blend the beauty of nature with the artistry of performance. It's like he took his circus background and said, let's make Mother Nature the star of the show. And let me tell you, she's putting on one hell of a performance. 2. Voavah, Maldives' ultra-exclusive 4 seasons. Alright, if you thought Nukutepipi was the peak of luxury, get ready to have your mind blown. We're about to dive into a whole new level of exclusive with Voavah in the Maldives. This ain't just any resort, it's the world's first exclusive-use UNESCO hideaway. Yeah, you heard that right. It's so fancy, even Mother Nature had to give it her seal of approval. Now don't go thinking you can just hop online and book a room. This is 4 seasons, but on steroids. The whole island can only host up to 22 people at a time, so if you've got more than 21 friends, sorry, some of them are staying home. But here's where it gets really wild. You know how some resorts give you a welcome drink? Well, Voavah gives you a 62-foot yacht. That's right, a whole yacht just for you and your crew. Because why swim when you can sail, right? And if all that sailing tires you out, don't worry. They've got a spa that's open 24/7. Feeling stressed at 3 a.m? No problem. Just ring up your personal masseuse and let the pampering begin. But wait, there's more. Ever wanted to swim with manta rays? Well, now you can. Voavah's got some of the best diving spots around. It's like finding Nemo, but in real life and way more expensive. Now you might be wondering who's going to take care of all your needs while you're living it up on this paradise island. Well, Voavah's got that covered too. They've got a team of 28 staff members just for you. That's more than 1 staff member per guest. Talk about personal service. And get this, the whole place is customizable. From the menu to the activities, everything can be tailored to your liking. Want sushi for breakfast and skydiving for lunch? No problem. At Voavah, your wish is their command. But here's the kicker. This place ain't just for your average millionaire. Nah, we're talking serious VIP territory here. Voavah's been known to host some pretty high-profile guests. We're talking A-list celebrities and billionaires who want to get away from it all. And when I say get away, I mean it. This place is so exclusive, even the paparazzi can't find it. 1. North Island, Seychelles' crown jewel. All right, folks, we've reached the top of the mountain, the creme de la creme of private islands. Say hello to North Island in Seychelles, where even Google Earth has trouble finding it. This ain't just any old getaway spot. It's where actual royalty goes to escape the world. We're talking Prince William and Kate Middleton level of fancy. Now get this, North Island only has 11 villas. Why? Because more than that would be way too crowded for the ultra-rich. But don't think these are some tiny beach shacks. Each villa is over 5,000 square feet. That's bigger than most people's entire houses. And you know what's wild? You get your own electric buggy to drive around the island. Walking is for commoners, am I right? But here's where it gets really insane. There's a staff of 150 people for just 22 guests. That means you're never more than a whisper away from someone ready to cater to your every whim. It's like having a small army at your beck and call 24/7. And don't even get me started on the food situation. North Island has this no-menu concept that'll blow your mind. Basically, the chef makes whatever you want, whenever you want it. Craving sushi at 3 a.m? No problem. Want a 5-course French dinner on the beach? You got it. It's like having your own personal Michelin star restaurant that never closes. But North Island ain't just about lounging around and eating fancy food. You can go scuba diving in crystal clear waters, try your hand at deep sea fishing, or just lay on your private beach and work on your tan. And speaking of private beaches, each villa has its own. That's right, you don't even have to share sand with the other guests. Now let's talk about the nature side of things. North Island is big on conservation, and they've got some pretty cool residents. We're talking giant tortoises just roaming around like they own the place. And in a way, they kinda do. The island is all about protecting these endangered species, so you might find yourself sharing your morning walk with a 100-year-old tortoise. But here's the kicker. All this luxury and exclusivity comes with a focus on sustainability. The whole island is set up to be eco-friendly, from the way they built the villas to how they manage the land. So you can feel good about your stay while you're living it up like royalty.